Location, the fourth planet from our sun. 2 moons. 4 seasons. Soil surface. Annual average temperature, -63 degrees Celsius. Orbital period, 687 days. Gravity, 63% lower than Earth. Distance from the Sun, about 229 million kilometers. Radius, 6,792 kilometers, i.e., half the Earth. Population, 100,000. Mars, the red planet.
Hello, I'm Itrot, the presenter. Space travel has become regular and as close as if flying to Hong Kong or Macau. With the previous cost of sending a 2-kilogram cargo into space, today with the same cost an individual can take part in space exploration. This does not just end at space tourism. Governments and private entities are working together to move humanity to other planets to establish colonies.
In 2001, American businessman Dennis Tito became the first space tourist, paying $20 million to travel by Soyuz TM-32, the spacecraft of the Russian Federation.
I love space.
This is the answer to what Nasik Dorj asked in the poem. What are mountains, flowers, and trees of yours created from? The soil is ferrous oxide, the Martian soil. MARSV.
Countries and big businesses are all racing towards space tourism and the colonization of Mars through technology and investment. How shall Mongolia participate in this race? The most important question might be, what can Mongolia offer to the world? The fifth revolution of space has begun. We have the opportunity to compete at the front lines. So the question is, what is the ship that we sail on the waves of this revolution? The boat that we will sail on these waves is the MARSV project.
The fact that our project has been introduced to President Trump at the White House is a big deal to us. The same day the project was shown to the American president, MARSV was presented at NASA, which can be a faraway dream, not only for Mongolians, but also even for Americans. Shortly after that, the project was introduced to Mongolia's neighboring president, Putin. Not long after that, the project was introduced to the Prime Minister of India. Many of our team members visited Bangalore, the Silicon Valley of India. We all know what Indian technology is capable of, and we further introduced the project to their top scientists. There are 2 big organizations known as MEPAG, Mars Exploration Program Analysis Group, and the other is IMEWG, International Mars Exploration Working Group. The project was presented in detail to these organizations. We had online video calls and even met in person to introduce the projects to the world's leading experts in planetary observation, research, and sciences.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Erdinbold Sukbatur from Mongolia and Ulaanbaatar and the Mongolian Space Agency. And thank you very much for giving this wonderful moment. And okay, first of all, our motto word is Mars for everyone. And what is MARSV? It's a project to establish the International Center for Science and Technology and Innovation that consists of Mars Comprehensive Training Academy, Space Exploration and Development Free Zone, and Satellite City for tourism.
Their first impression was, wow, what an amazing project. From a scientific viewpoint, everyone agrees. But how shall we work together? How shall we work together to approach this in a way to further mankind, with countries disregarding their individual goals and working together? What is the meaning of MARSV? The V stands for victory and success, while the V also stands for vision, as in the far sight, with a view on the future. And finally, V is the number 5, as in the 5th age of the technological revolution. In this sense, Mars is for everyone. Mars for Everyone will be the biggest project that brings Mars to all the citizens of the Earth.
Mongolia has a lot to offer. We must understand what we have and what we must know.
Since 1989, I've been very interested in space. And in November of 2018, when I was diving deeper into Mars research, through the discoveries made by satellites, I noticed that the pictures of Mars looked very much like the Gobi Desert. Within a month, I realized that the Mongolian Gobi was similar to Mars. So, I began to conclude that a Martian analog simulation training station could be built in the Mongolian Gobi.
A century ago, a group of leading American scientists, Roy Chapman Andrews, with his team made great discoveries in the fields of paleontology in the Mongolian Gobi. Located in the heart of Eurasia, Mongolian land is discrete and magnificent. We now have the opportunity to reintroduce to the world the Gobi, far beyond our history of paleontological findings in dinosaurs and deposits.
The Mongolian Gobi has the largest surface area among the world's cold deserts. The temperature variance is the highest on Earth, while the population density as well as the air traffic density are extremely low. The composition of the soil surface is the closest to Mars, and the wind averages 40 miles per hour. Due to the dry, hot, and windy climate, as well as the sparsity of rain, the vegetation is low-growing and scattered. The Gobi also boasts an abundance of solar energy potential, thanks to a significant number of sunny days, fluctuating between 355 and 365 per year. Rainfall is often very low. The average annual rainfall ranges from 39 to 65 millimeters.
Mars, on the other hand, with the temperature varies from a negative 120 to positive 30, is red, with no known plant life, has a dry atmosphere, and is mostly a desert planet. Where can the similar kind of atmosphere be found on Earth? The Mongolian Gobi provides the closest atmosphere to that of Mars.
Our desert has the 3 main desert ecosystems comprising an arid desert, real desert, steppe desert. These desert ecosystems are the main advantages compared to that of others. And others agree on the advantages that Mongolia's desert provides.
This is amazing! This is a far better place than we passed by. Careful!
MARSV offers the following key advantages, making Mongolia's Gobi Desert distinct from any other desert on Earth, and the most suitable site for a Mars analog. Geographic and climatic advantages, the extreme continental dry climate, and a surface remarkably similar to Mars. Low population density and scattered settlements. The Gobi possesses 1/3 of the world's reserve of renewable energy. Open for international relations, features a free market economy, and favorable legal environment for the implementation of the project.
The countries with the most advanced space programs by far are the US, China, and Russia.
Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Galactic, is one to mention. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, and Elon Musk, as you may all know. These individuals are in the list of top 50 richest billionaires and successful businessmen in the world. These individuals, through their passion and ambition to leave their footprint, have joined the industry.
Plan to prepare individuals for other space travel.
Virgin Galactic offers to simulate 10 minutes of zero gravity of the outer space to individuals, with offering their services at a low fee of $250,000 US. Currently, 670 individuals have signed up and have already paid their fees. The latest details show that a Mongolian citizen has been listed in the 670 people list.
Mars will be a great challenge for the citizen of Earth. The Mars Academy will be a bridge that links mankind ability to overcome this challenge and to become Martian explorers.
First of all, the project saves cost. Secondly, the project saves time. I believe that our project can provide these benefits to mankind. I believe that we are shortening the time frame, as well as shortening the cost for Mars exploration.
We believe that the mega project will lead scientific space research into the next stage.
While certain aspects of Mongolia at the first glance might look like a drawback, in actuality we have an opportunity to turn these shortcomings into sources to provide a beneficial environment. Establishing viable partnerships and sound governance are the building grounds for the feasibility of the project.
Mongolian youth, citizens, international citizens, citizens of the world should all take part in the project.
The project is not to accomplish the objectives of a few individuals, but to influence the Mongolian youth to unite.
On our side, we aim to prepare those individuals who are planning Mars exploration by utilizing the environment, which is similar to that of Mars. With human plans for launching a manned crew to Mars in 2035, the main goal is to keep the crew alive, safe, and sound.
For example, the MARSV project has the potential to become a center for scientific research, has the massive potential to gather the greatest professionals of Mongolia and from around the world.
The biggest concept of our project is that Mars on Earth is the Mongolian Gobi.
The world's leading scientists occasionally visit Mongolia. Mongolians do learn and study from the shared experiences. We feel as if we can establish a space Silicon Valley.
To give a clearer idea, let's imagine first, and that if we are of an alien origin, or that we might be in a sci-fi movie. There are rooms that allow an individual to be in a room experiencing Earth from space. In a way, we can simulate how it might feel to be in an extraterrestrial ship. Just like how it looks and feels as if you were in those sci-fi movies. We are the explorers from the third closest planet orbiting the Sun. How shall we create an environment of the fourth planet on the third planet? This project aims to answer these questions exactly.
We studied certain areas that were both geological and geopolitical fit for the project. So, we traveled to 3 or 4 locations. Mongolia has special areas that look and feel exactly like Mars from the movies and pictures that we see.
Due to a very low density of population and air traffic, possibilities to work closely with the state, peaceful relations with 2 neighboring countries, our own zone's neutrality, no state seeing us as a technological adversary MARSV project provides a very favorable environment for investment. MARSV is a very transparent project with clear motives, objectives, timelines. Mongolians describe it as such.
In the framework of the MARSV project, a comprehensive training academy for survival and adaptation skills will be established. We will develop a complex that mimics an environment and atmosphere that is closest to that of Mars, and provide training, practice, and preparation facilities to individuals who want to go to Mars. Space exploration and development free zone. The free zone has numerous strengths, including establishing an experimental area to test new technologies for international space startups, developing a platform to sell prototypes or final products, and creating integrated supply networks required for manufacturing space technology, among others. Developing a satellite village, creating a city based on space technology that inspires new experience on the planet Earth, learning and gaining space experience, developing tourism that stimulates scientific and cognitive challenges. The village shall offer space infrastructure-themed programs for interested parties. MARSV will establish an academy for space research and development, which replicates an environment that simulates Mars in order to provide individuals with education, preparation, and training.
We do have a lot to offer. The question I asked was, what can Mongolia provide? Someone had to take the liberty to offer what's needed.
On December 28, 2018, the day with the longest night, I gathered 20 of my friends. We talked for 2 hours, and I told them, I have a crazy idea.
When I first heard of the idea of the project, I thought to myself, this might be the key that shall push the Mongolian youth, the Mongolian citizens, and the whole nation towards a path to innovative development.
With just 10 minutes of meeting with the founder Irtenbold and hearing about the project, I immediately wanted to take part in, even if I had to do the cleaning.
Back in April, the project's architecture team member Bilgung offered me to join the project, which I immediately decided to get involved with, even without further any information details. Currently, we have over 200 members who are working all around the project. MARSV has several foreign advisors being involved.
My main objective was to connect and gather the most brilliant minds I could, including great businessmen, financiers, and especially engineers and people with a scientific background better than mine, to form a team, to combine our brainpower, to define the project concept. All of us working together, rather than just one person coming up with an idea to gather 100 people to work.
I want to set a reminder to a poet who 90 years ago used his curious mind for the Red Planet to create his works.
A colorful star to be seen sparkling from far away. A red spark walking in the midst of unlimited space. Mars, throned in the center of the solar universe. Our humankind has wanted to meet you from long ago. What kind of human treasure exists in that golden body of yours? What are your mountains, flowers, and trees made of? Are the things mixed in your world as they are in our universe? Has social order been established in your universe? In what color do you see our universe from your end, the stars? Do you know about our universe or not? Now, this is the answer to the question Nazi George asked in his poem. What are your mountains, waters, flowers, and trees made of? This is Martian soil. 23 years has passed since the 10-kilogram, 600-gram rover Sojourner landed on Mars on the 27th of July back in 1997. It returned empty from Mars. but mathematical data on Mars was gathered for and received by mankind through the Tokyo Institute of Technology in Japan. Martian soil is about 99.99% similar to the soil of the Mongolian Gobi.
Яг л ийм байгаа байхгүй манай говийн шороотой гэжлэх. Одоо Mars 1 гэдэг нэг
There's a project called the Mars 1. It aimed at registering individuals and planned to send them off to Mars in a one-way trip, which in a way is similar to self-destruction. And so far, 202,000 people have registered their request to take part in this project, which is very expensive, by the way.
There are projects that have started in the space tourism industry which envision for individuals to take part in space tourism where you can observe the Earth from 100 kilometers or 400 kilometers up, or even spend a few nights in space.
The space economy is estimated at $2.7 trillion US dollars, with over 200 million individuals actively participating in the industry.
тийм болохоор энэ төсөл
This project and other projects like this are the future of Mongolia. Once fully implemented, it will essentially have the potential to double the Mongolian economy to an estimated 20 billion US dollars. The impact from implementing the project is huge, while tapping into only 0.5% market share of the space industry.
бид татхад тийм боломж байгаа.
As mentioned in the example, accepting 2 million tourists is not an issue of the space industry or Mars itself. It's our local issue if observing how other countries pose themselves. The core is to develop the necessary infrastructure to enable the MARSV project. The income which the country can generate is significant. Doubling the current economy is viable indeed.
Эдийн засаг 2 дахин өсөхөд бол инүүхэнд байна.
Mankind needs this project. The country's economy needs the project. Personally, I believe that putting in my effort and time into the project is the right thing to do. Logic is the basis for truth, thus science is the best environment and space for logic. The application of space technology. High-tech is widely used in our daily lives. In 1969, for the purpose of space exploration work, the American DARPA agency developed the first ARPANET, defining the beginning of the modern Internet. Almost all technological advancements which constitute vital components of our daily lives, such as telecommunications, GPS, and cable television, are the results of the development of space technology.
Space research promotes countries to work in cooperation with each other rather than to work individually. The most important is that Mongolia is connected to the International Space Station and the community. The first Mongolian satellite, Mazala, was launched in 2017, as you may know. That satellite at first was stationed at the International Space Station for a month and then moved from the Japanese side of the space station into orbit, where it performed its function for a year and a half until its expiration. Reaching Mars has become the short-term goal of humankind. We are at the verge of the historical period where research works towards accomplishing this goal, bringing the theories of how to colonize, survive, adapt, and evolve on Mars into reality. Along with this, several projects have started with the aim of finding locations which resemble Mars, featuring similar natural and visual environments, as well as building space analog centers on the Earth planet. Furthermore, developing a complex facility with a combination of a high-tech and human resource skill development for professionals and amateurs. Additionally, establishing an integrated technological region have become crucial for the humankind. Experimental projects to colonize Mars. Several countries are carrying out projects to prepare and train future astronauts to reach Mars. The major projects that have been developed include Iceland Research Laboratory, Jordan Cinematography, Photography and Tour Spaces, Chile Mars Rover Experiment Fields, United Arab Emirates, Comprehensive Training Environment, China Science Research Laboratory for Young Adults and Teenagers, Oman Portable Tourist Base.
In 2016, the University of Technology of Chiba made us an offer. They asked, how would you like to launch space balloons from Mongolia?
We recently launched space balloons on the 380th anniversary of the capital city in cooperation with Dr. Akiyama.
You might be asking why Japanese scientists are interested in launching air balloons from Mongolia. It is because Mongolia has a low air traffic density. This is the map of Mongolia. This low density of air traffic is Mongolia's advantage. Mongolia has many areas where the soil is similar with open land to that of Mars, especially the desert located in Umngo, Gobi Altai, and Altai Desert. Regions of South Bayonghongor, MARSV project will turn these areas into base for space research for all mankind. The idea of traveling in space has always been a dream for mankind. This idea has become a reality for human beings for over 60 years now. After seeing the first Mongolian cosmonaut, national hero Mr. Gungarcha, to enter outer space, I too grew up dreaming of going into space. Now I am one step closer to that dream by wearing this exact same suit worn by space traveler.
MARSV project members are working very hard. I believe we should support this, even if a country is very much capable economically and technologically. It is still especially difficult to participate in space activities without international cooperation. One of the biggest examples is the International Space Station. Developing countries are all participating in adding value to the International Space Station with their own space stations and share with each other their studies and findings. Even though our deserts and areas might look very similar to that of Mars, it is still not Mars. This is why the training and development of space travel to Mars must be excellently featured. So we must work together with other countries in order to further develop the features that we can offer.
Many countries are participating in Mars research and Mars colonization. In this sense, the research that will be done on Mars, in the Mongolia's desert, will provide a massive stride in research and development. Also, the low density of air traffic of Mongolia will provide further development for Martian research.
Гарын хилийн сэрэг байдал нь Марсын судалгаанд бас үнэтэй хувь нэмэр оруулнаа. Марсын тухай ингээд ярингууд
Some people think with a very closed mind when it comes to Mars. For example, they say, why are we focusing on Mars when I can't even solve my plumbing issues? So I tell them, India is a country with a massive population, which also has over 850 million plumbing issues, but they still managed to develop a leading space program. So we cannot give up based on what others might say. We continue to strive no matter what others might think.
Our greatest challenge is the lack of belief. We lack belief in the ability to dream big and to accomplish big. The mindset of Mongolia promotes a thought of no possibility.
We must believe in ourselves. We have a legacy to look up to. We have many consultants from America, Russia, Belgium, Norway, and elsewhere working on the project. Last year, Japanese scientist Akiyama presented the project to the United Arab Emirates Mars Project Director. A question was asked by Jaka to Akiyama.
тэгээд Жаксагийн Японы бусад эрдэмтэд нь хэлж байгаа байхгүй. Одоо энийг үзгэл байх л та. Тэгээд монголчууд чадахгүй.
They will try, but can Mongolians accomplish this task? And Akiyama replied, these are the people who conquered the world. A task like this will not be an issue for them. And the rest of the scientists agreed. What can we learn from this? We shouldn't overestimate ourselves or underestimate ourselves. We have set specific and realistic goals for technological innovation. If we keep talking about the obstacles and take no action, we will grow old fast. This is why we must confront this task with strength and vigor.
Once I heard this great saying, Mongolia might not have access to sea, but Mongolia has access to space. This saying inspired me to think, yes, that's true. We have to participate in this. Even we can't. We must try our best. We must look further into this.
MARSV has joined an organization called MAPAC. This organization is composed of official Mars research experts from countries all around the world and not private individuals. We are an official member of the organization. Mars research at MAPAC consists of Mars landing, rover tests, vehicle tests, water testing, how to generate electricity, how to grow plant life, and developing food resources. All these research of Mars and the decisions MAPAC makes helps further our own research and development, especially in the architectural area. The architectural design and information that MAPAC provides really does help us save time.
Дэмжлэг хэрэг болох хэрэгтэй бас бид нар бас энэ судалгааг хөгжүүлж гин гэсэн. Нөгөө талаараа бид нар MIPAC гэдэг байгууллагаас бас тэр барилгатай холбоотой бид мэдээллүүдийг авах. Тэгжээж бидний нөгөө цаг хэмнэх ч юм уу тэр тал руугаа.
On the 3rd of August of 2019, the project was officially introduced to NASA Administrator Mr. Jim Burdenstein. The project's Vice President, Utahutag Tarambazar, thoroughly presented the project in under 5 minutes. This event was the foundation for us to begin joining organizations such as MEPAG and IMEWG. After our meeting with NASA and after we told them that the project was yet to be disclosed, NASA tweeted that they'd held a meeting with the Mongolian parties and that there was an exciting opportunity to establish the Mars analog on Earth. 3 days after the official visit by President Putin, the project was further introduced to the authorities of space research for the Russian Federation, who were impressed and were interested in exploring opportunities to cooperate and support the project. Yes, Mars is for everyone. MARSV team members have arrived at the Taj Mahal. We're about to start a very important meeting with Indian officials. So far, we have been very successful. We appreciate the support the project members are giving us. With love from Taj Mahal, may it rain. This is Aquaman, Ant-Man, Spider-Man,
Iron Man, and Superman. Ooh, yeah, come on. Mars for everyone.
And the image here. This is the image. We know in 2015 The Martian, the movie we watched, and actually this movie made in Jordan. The Jordan's lowest temperature is plus 16, which is in geophysically in landscape opportunity of Mongolia is far better than any kind of areas of the world.
Since this is a mega project, it will be discussed for years. But one thing should be kept in mind. A manned crew will launch by 2035, according to the top 8 NASA partner countries. And by 2050, Martian citizenship will be established. Furthermore, by 2100, there will be self-sustaining Martian cities, fully independent from Earth, with a population of 1 million. But this is all in 35, 50, 70, 100, or 15, 30, 50, 70 years from now. The fact that we can bring these dates closer is a huge advantage.
There will come a time when the people who currently don't believe in the vision for this project will believe. The people who deny it will one day accept it. The people who are not sure if they believe in the project or not today will one day reap the benefits of MARSV.
Hence, creating the AI intelligence based on value add is the approach of the future. I believe MARSV provides that opportunity of accelerating the creation of value add.
When will Mongolia reach a point where we could negotiate as a partner? It doesn't matter that the U.S. has a population of 330 million or that Mongolia only has a population of 3.3 million. If you have A and I have B, we could work together to create the project AB. The project is a win-win opportunity in which you will benefit and in which we will benefit. We must assure the safety of the eco-environment and the benefits that are to be reaped by both Mongolian citizens, your citizens, and by mankind in general. The only sector in which we can establish this type of mutually beneficial cooperation is in the scientific and technological industry.
On the international stage, the developing countries are ambitious in developing and furthering their research for space and especially for Mars research. In the coming 5 to 10 years, I believe that through this project, the Mongolians can contribute their efforts to the world. I am confident that Mongolians will not disappoint and can complete its part of the work, achieving the goals that have been set.
This soil here, it's hard to obtain, isn't it? In reality, we have it already. We even have a 78-kilogram moon rock. So we have a sample of Mars right here too.
Тэнгүүд Марсын шорооны сампл энд байна. Цаанаасаа нэг тийм
It's a certain force that's going around.
том хүч яваад байгаа байхгүй. Энэ төсөл биелэх бүрэн боломжтой. Мэдээж
Of course, there are challenges in front of us. We are confident that we will overcome these obstacles.
MARSV.